Have you ever heard the parable about the blind men and the elephant?
No.
Okay. So this comes from, I'm pretty sure it's like where India is on the border with Pakistan. I know it's where a bunch of Hindus and a bunch of Muslims meet up and they don't get along. Like, you think the U.S.-Mexican border is a crisis, it don't hold a candle to this like 1,000-year thing going on over there. And during one of these big conflicts, pretty much a Hindu guy goes up to like a mystical sage in the mountains for advice. He goes up to the sage, and this is like in the year like 700 AD. So, somewhere in that ballpark. Don't, like, nerds, don't crucify me for the year because I really don't know. But he goes, "Hey, mystic sage, I got a question. I grew up Hindu, one of the, like, and I guess Hindu, at least from how this religious teacher explained it to me, like, if you're Christian, technically you're Hindu, because Hindu is just believing in something holy. And in India, there were so many different ways of thinking stuff is holy.
That's why they don't eat beef.
Well, a lot of them, but there's other Indians that do. Like, it's all...
I'm ignorant there just because I don't know.
Yeah.
Like the cow being holy. And
I'd probably say it's probably like to Americans, the flag is patriotic. Although there's a lot of Americans, like there's a subset that's like, no, ACAB, da-da-da-da-da, whatever. Most Americans, yeah. Most Indians, probably the cow is sacred, but I'm sure there's people that probably don't care about it. But from how he explained it, Hindu is just like pretty much believing in holy stuff. So if you're Christian, you're just a different type of Hindu. But so this guy's asking the sage, like, listen, I grew up Hindu, this certain kind of Hindu. There are these Muslim invaders that are telling me if I don't do what they believe, I'm going to hell. There are these Christians that came from the Middle East earlier than that told me if I don't believe in what they say, I'm going to hell. And there are these Buddhists to the southeast that are doing, not southeast, but to the further east, that got this whole different thing going on about reincarnation and the grand the nirvana and all that stuff. He goes, what's the answer? And the sage says to him, and this is like my perfect outlook on everything. All of these different great thinkers are just a bunch of blind men touching an elephant. And they're trying to describe what they're touching. So one guy's grabbing the trunk and saying it's a big fat snake. One guy's grabbing the ear and saying it's a big bat, a big flappy bat. Another guy's touching the ass and saying it's a hippo. He's like, here's the thing. From their perspective, they are telling the truth. They are actually right because they don't have the proper senses to actually see all of the reality in front of them. And I was like, dude, come to my church. What church do you preach at? I'll go to it. I'm like, this is my cup of tea right here. And,
I want to touch the elephant.
Yes, I really want to touch it. I asked him, I'm like, how are you like a Southern Baptist preacher? Because like isn't it like if you don't believe in Jesus, you go to hell? He goes, oh, I believe in Jesus. He goes, if I'm being honest with you, because that's the way I was raised. He goes, it's because that's the values I was raised around that I think make a good community and like a good, he goes, so that's the faith I follow. He goes, but I don't like hate on anybody that follows any other faith. And I'm like, dude, you're the boss.